Alright, continuing with the Manderville or Hildebrand, whatever, the gentleman questline. The business of betrothal. Betrothal. Given to us by Ellie. We are in Vesper Bay. Level 50 still. Here we go. Oh, there you are. I've been doing some investigating of my own since we last parted. I believe I found our Lapis Maiden. The girl's name is Arabella, daughter of one Master Guguremu, a prominent... I know that name. From where do I know that name? A prominent member of the East Aldenard Trading Company. That could be where I know the name. Her eyes and hair a most exceptional shade of blue. Her beauty is the talk of the Sultanate. Her purported beauty, I should say. You see, none have actually seen the girl in the flesh. Apparently her father is the overprotective sort. Some say that the maiden has never set foot outside the family's well-guarded estate. But all this is about to change. Rumor has it that the girl is to be wed, and not just to anyone, mind you, to the heir to the Brugere Consortium. The formal announcement is set to be made at a commemorative feast, to be jointly hosted by the two family businesses. The venue is Costa del Sol, where preparations are going on as we speak. Word on the street is that the bride-to-be will be making a rare public appearance. It is here that the thief intends to strike. I couldn't be more certain of it. Piqued your interest, have I? My sources tell me that the bride's father is already in Costa del Sol, overseeing the preparations. This is one scoop I'm not going to miss, and you're welcome to come along. Blarg. Words and stuff and blarg and things. Yeah, 257 is fine. It would cost me 120 just to do the whole Gridania and then fly. Actually, I think I might have reduced teleportation fees right now, because that seems low. Yep, we got it right now. Cool. Being in a free company sometimes is fun. I got this mount. No, I was thinking maybe it would randomly pop up, but no. I just got that shark mount, like the land shark. You know, if you've ever seen battle sharks, it's like that. And it's cool. Maybe you'll see it randomly. I'm not gonna go into the menu and find it. I think I made it a random mount. Or I think I added it to my random list. Yeah, I did. Petalotus. But it's really cool. Okay, we got Guguremu on the docks area. If you didn't know, Costa del Sol is this, like this resort that's built on docks that extend... They don't actually extend super far into the water, but there's like this lattice work of docks, basically. It's pretty cool. It's pretty awesome. I know that there are some actual cities in the world, maybe not cities, but there are places in the world that have resorts like this. Like you'll dine on the water like this, or your house or apartment or hotel or whatever will be on the water. But we found Guguremu and Ellie talking to him. Cutscene. You're not one of my associates. This banquet is for invited guests only. If you have no business here, be on your way at once, says the Lalafell businessman. Beg pardon, good sir. My name is Ellie, reporter for the Mithril Eye. If I might have just a moment of... Ah, yes, that two-gill sensationalist rag. I read your tiresome screed about the self-styled phantom thief and his letter of challenge. If you have come to tell me my daughter is in danger, I can assure you that your concern is entirely unwarranted. I don't know why I made him kind of Irish. Not that my Irish is good. I have not kept my Arabella safe to this day to see her whisked away from me by some fly-by-night rogue. I have spared no expense in securing the best protection that money can buy. He puts a hand in the air, and 3 guards wearing goggles and chainmail with curved swords at their hips smile as they approach. He gives them a nod. The brass blades of the Gerbera, an elite unit of the most lethal swordsmen in the Sultanate. They say one of them once caused a man's heart to burst just by looking at him askance. The moment they set eyes on the would-be thief will be his last. If the thief is obliging enough to allow himself to be seen, or do those goggles have some purpose other than making the wearer look utterly ridiculous, says Briardian, joining us. Doing his patented fingers to the middle of his glasses. Consulting Inspector Briardian, your reputation precedes you. I don't know why I changed Guguremu's voice, but I'm sorry. And what, pray tell, would you propose? I'm so sorry. I have promised some of the wealthiest men in the realm that my daughter would be attending the festivities. To renege on my word would have dire implications for the family trade. Sorry for that change. My proposal is a simple one. Entrust the investigation to me. The thief will be in shackles before the banquet commences, and it will cost you not a whit of your precious gil. He thinks on this. Very well, let us see if your reputation is deserved. But consider yourself warned. Greater fortunes than you will ever know hinge upon this banquet. I will not tolerate any disturbances. He nods to his guards, who walk off. Briardian approaches slowly, gets a bow from Guguremu. And Guguremu walks off. Ellie says, such touching concern for his coin purse. If only he could muster the same for his daughter. She stands in front of Briardian. But do tell, Inspector, after he slipped under our noses the last time, what makes you so confident that you can catch our thief this time around? Our man may boast 1,000 faces, but he has but a single modus operandi, and it is painfully obvious. A letter of challenge, a precious treasure whisked away from its rightful owner in the broad light of day. This tells me that our thief is an attention seeker with supreme confidence in his abilities. Doubtless he means to target the maiden using the same methods he used to abscond with the treaty blade. The camera circles around him a little bit. Even now, the fiend is in our midst, having assumed the identity of someone who will be in close proximity to Miss Arabella at the feast. I've already narrowed the field. The cutscene pans over to two people sitting having a chat. Two men, human, blonde. Arabella's betrothed, Vanessa, Victor A. Nancy E. Sam, Vanessa, maybe Vanessa, would be an obvious target for our thief. So too would be his father, Morgant. That could explain why they look similar-ish. Yalto Nolto and his wife, Sainana. Actually, yeah, probably Sainana. Sam A. Nancy A. Sainana. The guests of honor will give a toast to the couple's happiness. Both will be standing close to the stage where the bride-to-be is set to appear. They're both Lalafels. Needless to say, we cannot rule out Guguremu himself. Finally, we have Lewenhard, a steward of Guguremu's estate, and Miss Arabella's personal attendant. Looks to be kind of a Roganin-ish male. Or at least kind of like a buff, square-faced human male. And then the guards. All the key players, save for the Lapis Maiden herself, have assembled in Costa del Sol. Doubtless the Phantom Thief lurks among them, his face concealed, gathering information and planning his course of attack. Is that? Yeah, it is. Okay, so it is. You can't see his face, but I know. Alright, well, I think I know. So the three guards that were just... Oh, there's also Nashu in the background. I didn't even notice her. She's behind this guy clapping every once in a while. Okay, so the three guards are at a table, having some drinks, sharing some food. And there's also a fourth dude who is not acting the same as they were. So that was like my first little tip-off. Secondly, you can see his white gloves and the cuffs, the black cuffs. You can see the black of a tuxedo possibly underneath this red jacket that he has on. The same hair as normal. I don't remember him having bells braided, like one bell braided into each side of like, yeah. But then Nashu is in the background in her usual pink get-up, talking to somebody. She has a quill, so she's probably like doing her investigation herself. But I believe this to be Hildebrand. Right behind us, or right behind Briardian. You can see the white tuxedo boots too. We will begin by questioning. We'll begin our questioning of the suspects immediately. Should you encounter any suspicious individuals, you are to report back to me at once. He turns, and the screen flashes white for a second, and he has like uppercut Hildebrand from the back. And Hildebrand is, I don't know if you can uppercut somebody from the back, but that's like the motion it seemed that he did. And now Hildebrand is like butt in the air, but otherwise folded over, downed, maybe unconscious, I don't know. Hildebrand Manderville, I could smell the stench of idiocy and incompetence from a mile away. The pleasure is all mine, contriving Inspector Briardian. Forgive me for not revealing myself sooner. I was simply conducting a bit of preliminary undercover investigative work. He's still face down, butt up. Yet to see through my ingenious disguise with such ease. Yes, I dare say your powers of observation rival even my own. Fear not, friends. I, Hildebrand, agent of enquiry, inspector extraordinaire, have arrived to defend the maiden's honor as only a Manderville man can. He's still butt up, head down. The guards are cheering. They think it's hilarious. He gets up, does his poses. He's got a fish on his head. Gives a smile. He does realize there's still a fish on his head, doesn't he? Says Ellie. Yeah, definitely a fish. Good Inspector, I realize we have not seen eye to monocle in the past, but a fair maiden's virtue, mayhap her very life, is at stake. From one gentleman to another, let us put aside our differences. Yes, I would welcome your assistance in this case. He still has the fish on his head. I think Nashu's trying to get it off, but she can't. Or she's just looking at him. He does a couple more poses. Me assist you? Aren't you a funny man? Funny man. Oh, it makes no matter. My plan is so flawless that not even your bungling can interfere this time. If you wish to assist me, you may do so by keeping watch over the suspects. He gives a nod. Briardian shakes his head a couple times, fingers to glasses. He's got white gloves, so he's not smudging his glasses. In the meantime, I have a promising lead to investigate. I shall return before the banquet begins. While I know this may be asking much, do try not to do anything too stupid in my absence, will you? He turns to me. I would speak with you, but not here. I will be waiting for you outside Costa del Sol. Come quickly, for we do not have the luxury of time. He says that to me. Yeah, I think I said that already. So, I'll mount up. We got our land shark. We ride on the top left, the left shoulder. Well, kind of like, this has to be insanely uncomfortable actually to ride. You got one foot that's braced on like where the tail of the shark meets the back, and then the other foot is up a little bit. I can't even see it that well. This would be horrible to ride on. This would be so not fun at all. Whatever. Just down the dock from where we were. Oh, we have Briardian. You've come. Excellent. With that buffoon suitably distracted, we can get to more important matters. But before we proceed, what might I call you? An unremarkable name, but it will suffice. Ouch, you're a jerk. Now answer me this, Mercy. You were there when the phantom thief, in the guise of Lady Dorilda, stole off with the treaty blade. Was there anything about our foe's disguise that struck you as particularly noteworthy? Wow. My options are the identical appearance, the perfect mannerisms, or that is for me to know. The identical appearance. Although I don't know if it was. My memory's not that good. The obvious answer, and yet all too many, a certain self-styled gentleman comes to mind, could not recognize a clue if it hit them upside the face. Your observation is astute. A thorough inspection of the mask left behind at the scene revealed a tiny prism sewn into the fabric. It is this stone that allows him to change appearances at will. Clearly, our man is no ordinary thief. Magics far outside the grasp of the common folk are at his disposal. This, in itself, gives us insight into his identity and his ways. And yet, this is not what caught my eye. No, from movements to mannerisms to that utterly obnoxious personality, the thief did not merely look like Lady Dorilda, he was her. Such a feat could not be accomplished by magical trickery alone. We are dealing with a clever and thorough criminal. Not content to rely on his ample powers of disguise, he studies his targets closely before assuming their identities. He emulates them utterly and completely, that not even their closest friends or family could detect that aught is amiss. All the key players arrived at Costa del Sol 3 days ago, when preparations for the banquet began. That this would afford our thief more than enough time to study his would-be target. And yet, some disguises are more challenging than others. Put yourself in the mind of our phantom, Mercy. If you were the thief, whose identity would you first assume? Um, my options are a brass blade, or one of the guests, or I will not say. One of the guests. Would he? The guests are well acquainted with each other. One misstep and the thief's cover would be blown. No, there is a more logical first target, and that would one that would afford him the opportunity to gather the the knowledge he needs, and at less risk. Yes, one of the blast blades of the Gerbera. It's a weird word. Gerbera. 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 I don't know. Strong in number, few of words, able to come and go as they please, a fearsome reputation to scare away any who would draw near enough to realize something was amiss. An ideal entry into Costa del Sol for our man. I mean, I only saw 3 of the blades, so that's why I didn't go with that route. I don't know how many there are. There are tons, I guess, I would assume. And yeah, they might be acquainted with each other, but I don't know. I don't know. I'm not knowing this. Deducing as much, I made a point to question brass blades in the area. Little to my surprise, I learned that there was one man who had not been seen at his favorite alehouse for 3 days past. Our thief has not made a habit of wanton murder. Doubtless the poor man is lying naked in a ditch not far from here. In addition to general security duties, this is the longest I've ever talked to one NPC, I think, ever. Just like one-on-one. I don't remember ever doing this before. It's so crazy. It feels weird. In addition to general security duties, each of the blades has been assigned to serve as bodyguard for one or more of the guests. If the man can tell us of his assigned charge, like as not, his answer will reveal the current identity of our thief. Our thief would not have had the time to carry the unconscious man far. I will canvass the immediate area. You begin your search on the outskirts of Costa del Sol. Gosh. Wowza. When he said outskirts, he apparently just means way south here. I think this is the outskirts of Costa del Sol. This is entirely something else. Entirely. Oh, yesterday, unrelated, but I got etheric mimicry. I'm really happy about that. I kept seeing someone say ethereal. And I could have sworn it was etheric, but then I just kept going with ethereal. But it's etheric. It's etheric mimicry. I think I had to fight 2 of that boss's ads to get it. I don't think I died on my attempt, but I watched a video. I watched how you actually have to drag that beam over to one of the weird crabs or whatever the hell, like a bat, or I don't remember what it was, but you drag the beam that targets you over to one of those, and then the boss has to step in the port. I've never done that fight as far as I remember. Yeah, I definitely haven't, because I had to unlock Pharaoh's Sirius hard to do it. But I didn't know you had to drag the beam. I watched a video. That's where they did it. And then they got, so I have healer. I have mimicked a healer because I think that just... I'm doing plenty of damage in my mind, really, for all my spells. If you go DPS, you get a 20% increase, I think, in both crit and direct hit, which is cool. But damage hasn't really been my problem. I can freeze things, I can sleep things, I can stun things. I mean, ain't no thing. But yeah. But healer makes my palm cure, instead of doing my palm cure does 3,700. It's a 500 potency instead of 100. At 100, it was doing... God, I don't remember. I didn't actually look. Wait, I don't think I looked at the amount I was healing after I... Sorry, before I got etheric. No, sorry, after I geared up enough where I felt confident enough to do the fight. So I don't know how much I was healing at that point. I think I did use Palm Cure a few times in the fight because I wanted to see, and I think it was like healing 13 something. So big boost. Not a 5-time boost, which was interesting to me. It's like potency is not a direct correlation maybe with... Alright, that's fine. I'm going to get... Okay, so Palm Cure is doing 3678. I'll get rid of the Mimicry. Sad. Does 615. Okay, so it is about 5 times. Okay. Almost 6 times, actually. We'll have to find another healer to mimic their ethericness. But anyway, we found the brass blade of the Gerbera. Kind of hidden over here a little bit. Some rocks around him. Out of sight unless you come this way. And specifically looking for him, probably. He's almost naked, just his underwear. Excellent. You are one of the less incompetent assistants I've worked with, says Briardian, joining us in this cutscene. Thank the gods! Please, free me from these chains before the snippers eat me alive. Briardian kneels before him. Cutscene goes black. Chains removed. There. Now tell me all that you can remember about what happened to you, and try to be brief. We just arrived in Costa del Sol, had a briefing of sorts. Master Guguremu gave us each our orders, who we'd be looking after and the like. Had a mind to tour the area, get my bearings. Next thing I knew, I felt a thwack on the back of my head. When I came to here I was, stripped to my skivvies. He's one hand down, one knee down, panting. Much to the chagrin of those of us who have to look at you. You say you received orders from Master Guguremu. Who was to be your charge? My memory's hazy, but... one was Morgant, father of the groom. The other was a Lullafellan gent from Limsa. Yalto Nolto. Now try your best to remember. Were there any other guests with whom you were ordered to interact? Come to think of it, yes. There was also the steward, Lewenhart. I was to review with him the schedule of events, discuss the protection of key supplies, that sort of thing. Morgant, Yalto Nolto, and Lewenhart. Thank you. For an incompetent fool, your testimony has proved astonishingly enlightening. I shall see this man back to the city and into the possession of some new clothes, after which I shall return to Costa del Sol to continue the investigation. Go on ahead of me, and for the love of the gods, just make sure that imbecile doesn't cause too much trouble in my absence. I'll give him a nod. Didn't have to cut me off. I think... What else do you get from that? Oh, that's why. So it's not only as it goes from 100 potency to 500, but I also get a 20% increase to potency of healing spells. That's why it's 6 times. Yeah. The maths. Okay, here we go. Hildebrand back at the Costa del Sol. Ah, there you are, friend, and not a moment too soon, for I was about to commence my investigation in earnest. Tell me, did your and Inspector Briardian's avenue of inquiry bear fruit? I explained something to him. Morgant, Yalto Nolto, and the steward Lewenhart, you say? This does not surprise me. Yes, I had considered them all exceptionally suspicious from the start. With the Lapis Maiden in danger, we cannot afford a moment's delay. I, Hildebrand, shall have our thief in shackles before the Inspector returns. Fear not, my friend, the Inspector shall be none for the wiser. Ha ha! If he had hoped to nab the fiend for himself, he should not have simplified the task for me so. Ah, there is one of our suspects standing suspiciously under that canopy over there. Just you wait, fiend, I shall rip the mask from your face and reveal you for the rogue that you are. He, Ellie, and Nashu walk in a direction, of course. What are you? You're a red mage? I will mimic you for now. Until I find something better. Wait. What are you? You are naked. Terra. White mage. Ooh, yeah. Yeah. We found Morgant, and we'll continue the quest. Cutscene. Stand back, friend. The man who we pursue is a criminal mastermind. The merest slip of the tongue could put our case, nay, our very lives, in danger. But have no fear, Miss Ellie. Ready your quill, that you might record my every word as I employ the time-honored art of parley. Parley, handed down from Mandeville men of ages past, to reveal our foe. I could think of a few topics that would interest my readers less than your blatherings. Just catch the thief so I can have my story, would you? He's taken aback by this. Don't worry, Inspector. I brought my quill and journal too. Your adoring fans won't miss a word, says Nashu. Capital. This is why you are my favorite assistant, Nashu. He does a couple poses. Now behold, as I ensnare our prey with a web of words leading to his inevitable demise. Cutscene flashes over, and Hildebrand is talking to Guguremu and the father of the groom and the groom. Good evening, Master Guguremu, and a fine evening it must be, for you most of all. Allow me to offer my most heartfelt congratulations on your betrothal to the enchanting Miss Arabella. He's clapping his hands above his head in the air. What is this nonsense? Arabella's my daughter. You... Just who in the seven hells are you, anyway? Guards? Guards? Says Guguremu. Ah, now hold your chicobos, Guguremu. I recognize the lad. This is Hildebrand, agent of inquiry and inquisitor, inspector extraordinaire. Come to save the lovely lass from the clutches of the phantom thief, have you? I reckon we owe the man our gratitude, eh, Vanis? Says Morgant. The phantom thief? Balderdash and rod, if you ask me. That said, my betrothed must be quite the beauty indeed to have such rumors told about her. But perhaps she's worthy of me, after all. Haha. That's a dipshit thing to say, but alright. He's not a bad-looking blonde dude. I don't know. He exudes an unusual degree of confidence for such an effete, fashion-challenged youth. Most suspicious, says Hildebrand. I don't know if he said it out loud, though. He's a damn sight easier on the eyes than you, says Ellie. Hildebrand just looks at her. Ah, that's me Vanis, ever calm in the face of danger. Truly his father's son, says Morgant. A worthy heir to the Blue-Geared Consortium and a worthy match for my daughter, I must say. Yea, I foresee many years of prosperity for our families. Or family, I should say. Ho ho, says Guguremu in yet a different voice. I don't know why. Which reminds me, Master Vanis, Arabella asked me to convey her gratitude for you, for the golden clasp you sent some months ago. It has not left her neck since the day. Oh, that little trinket? 'Twas nothing. Tell your daughter the greatest treasures in the realm will be hers once we are wed. Ha ha. Cutscene goes black. We turn away. The time-honored Mandeville art of parley. We'd be sleeping with the fishes now had Morgant not spoke up on your behalf. That said, nothing about the interactions between the three struck me as particularly unnatural. Ha ha ha. Let's not rush to conclusions, Miss Ellie. A gentleman fancies a more methodical approach. Yes, everything's proceeding according to my master plan. Whoops, I was supposed to be taking this down, wasn't I? Everything's proceeding according to my master plan, says Nashu, writing in a book. I sought only to earn the trust of the families before confronting Yalto, Nolto, and Lewenhart, who have aroused my suspicion from the start. Come, we have a thief to apprehend. All of this in the time it's taking Briardian to get a guy. Yeah, I'm sure we're going. Alright, we found Yalto Nalto with his wife, Sainana. I think it's his wife, right? Cutscene. I'm losing my voice already on one quest. It's crazy. I've not seen your faces around here. With the East Aldenard Trading Company, are you? Says Yalto. Why, yes, good sir. Very much with them. Some might even say we are the East Aldenard Trading Company. Ha ha ha. Oh, pleasure to meet you. Do tell, is the Lapis Maiden as lovely as they say? Sainana's here, no slouch. Sainana here is no slouch herself, but like me, she's getting on in years. No offense intended, my dear. Oh, but where are me manners? Yalto Nolto of the Blue-Geared Consortium, and this is me wife, Sainana. I look forward to many profitable dealings with you and yours in the moons and years to come. Aye, I dare say this wedding and the joining together of our family businesses couldn't be happening at a better time. What with all manner of fell beasts and beastmen taking aim at our wares. Why, just the other day, a shipment of important foodstuffs was waylaid by the mandragoras. Nasty buggers, the lot of them. If I were 20 years younger, I'd dice them up myself and make a salad out of. You have heard of the mandragoras, haven't you? Hildebrand and Nashu try to recover. But of course, I once spent a year honing body and mind with a fist of Ralga. My fellow monks and I would chant several hundred mantra whatsits a day. And your food stores were occasionally raided by the ruthless band of rogue vegetables known as the mandragoras, yes? Says Ellie, trying to help, I think. But she turns her back to them. Would it kill you to read the Mithril Eye and educate yourself from time to time? Lewinhart, a fearsome lot they are. Rumor has it that they'll not rest until every fruit or vegetable harvested for consumption has been freed from captivity. Why, they struck at the leader here just days ago. Our supplies were decimated. Fear not, milady. I was able to arrange for an emergency shipment to replace the stolen produce. It arrived safely some time ago. Settle down, Sainana. Forgive my wife. She's always saying how meat is bad for her figure. And with that, I'd best go prepare me speech. Carry on, lads. Sainana giggles for whatever reason at the end of the cutscene. Well, and then we flash to a different part of the cutscene. Just the four of us again now. Criminy, none of those three were suspicious in the least, but we must not give up hope, lest he of many faces have the last laugh. Where there is a will, a gentleman shall find the way. Come, Nashu, we must move quickly, or the Lapis Maiden shall not be the only one to come to harm. You speak so fast, Inspector. The sign of a quick mind, I'm sure. Now, where was I? Give up hope. He of many faces will laugh last. The Lapis Maiden shall not be the only one to come to harm. All opposite. I'm not sure that captures the Inspector's intended meaning, says Ellie. But this is no time for us to be standing around. Inspector Briardian will be back at any moment now, and he is not the type to suffer excuses. Quite so, Miss Ellie. Fortunately, I have a plan. Let us investigate the foodstuffs of which Master Lewinhart spoke. Should we find any contradictions in his testimony, we can consider the man a prime suspect. Inspector Briardian will be back before long. Come, Nashu, this is no time to delay. Alright. Losing my boys, losing my mind. On the beach over here, there's a couple food supply crates, a couple lounge. What are they called when they're lounge chairs that can fold down into beds? Well, like, as bed-ish as they possibly can be, with a couple umbrellas up above them, for shade. We're gonna inspect or interact with the food supply here. Crates of assorted foodstuffs and a veritable host of luscious-looking coconuts. It appears that our man Lewinhart spoke true? Ye gads! Are those explosives? I spy concealed amongst these coconuts. Perhaps I spoke in haste. It would appear that we have found our phantom thief after all. Could be. I can't tell which in this game is supposed to be a coconut and which might be a bomb. I think this thing with a stem, there's a couple of these that have stems, and coconuts don't have stems, so those are probably the bombs that he's talking about. Oh, those are mine, Inspector. I was looking for a place to set them down, you see, and those coconuts were looking awfully lonely, says Nashu. Always having her bombs. Nashu, far be it from me to cast doubt on your choice of hobbies, but what in the name of the 12 would possess you to bring your creations to an investigation? Well, they were so helpful in jogging your memory that one time, and I just thought, does this mean you won't be needing this piece of driftwood either? Your enthusiasm is always admirable, Nashu, but in this event, I fear it's somewhat misdirected. Now, set the driftwood down over there, and concentrate on taking your notes like the astute assistant you are. Cutscene fades to black. There is driftwood on the beach now. I guess it was in her hand as a weapon. I say we are most fortunate that confounding Inspector Briardian is otherwise occupied at the moment. Were he to chance upon this scene, he would veritably explode in rage. Sorry. Now, let us dispose of these things before an errant ember sends us all to a fiery demise. Confounding Inspector Briardian, explode, a fiery demise. Got it, says Nashu, writing it down. Are you sure about that? Says Ellie, watching her writing. Ellie sees a fire and Briardian walking away from a fire, maybe? Uh-oh, don't look now, but someone has returned at the absolute worst possible time. He's like out on the beach in the water a little bit. You two are supposed to be keeping an eye on the suspects and staying out of trouble, yes? The inspector will have a fit if he sees you here. But Miss Ellie, should Inspector Briardian come upon these explosives, the consequences will be even more dire. Mercy and I will see that the inspector keeps a wide berth at this beach. You two just get out of here and be quick about it. Quick thinking, Miss Ellie. Come, Nashu, we shall return for your creations once Inspector Briardian has been led safely from the scene. Investigation calls us, and we must heed its cry. They go running off. Ellie gives a shrug. The business of betrothal is complete. I did not actually expect that to be the end of the quest, but okay. I don't remember seeing a green... Oh, there wasn't, because I had to inspect the crates, but there wasn't a green... Anywho, man, my voice is doing... It already hurts a little bit. It's bad. But I hope you enjoyed the video. I enjoyed making it. I will see you next time for the next one. Bye-bye for now.